Is that any better? Oh, blooming heck. Still no sound? That's very, very odd. Okay, let me just try different things. Oh, off and on. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Let me try 1 second. Oh, are we all okay now? Oh, good. Good. Are we all okay? You can hear me now. Hooray! I've got no idea what that was all about. You know, when you set these things up and you think, "Oh, yeah, technology would be awesome." Anyway, hopefully, I'm not gonna touch a thing, so we're all good. So we're all good. Yes. So in terms of to this evening, I did say just all you missed out was me saying hello to all of you. So hello, hello. Um, so the main thing with this evening is obviously superstitions. A whole load of you I know in the chat will a bit like me. I'm not particular. I don't think I'm particularly superstitious. But there are things that I think we do all the time. Just generally. I mean, it's like I put on the Facebook, fingers crossed. That's superstition and saying bless you after you sneeze. And I've had, I think some superstitions I definitely had where it was kind of drummed into me by my mum. But growing up, like for instance, like I wasn't allowed to put new shoes on a table. I didn't know particularly why. She's like, no, no, take your shoes off, and that's associated with death apparently. So there are loads and loads and loads of them now. And obviously, for you missed me saying this because of sound issues, but now we're back up and running, which is good. Um, I want you to tell me your favorite superstitions. There are some mad ones out there. There really are mad ones out there. I just give me a chance though before you start flooding the chat with all your favorites. Um, very, very quickly. So superstitions, for anybody kind of psychologists who are kind of looking into this, why do we have superstitions? First of all, there's a few reasons. They alleviate stress. So somebody may have bring in a lucky charm or something that's lucky, or for if they're doing an exam, um, wearing your lucky pants, wearing your lucky socks, whatever. There's that feel. There's that one. There is another one where if you're superstitious, it helps you kind of alleviate or makes you believe in your own abilities that bit more, which is kind of cool. Um, they're also kind of traditional. I think with definitely in the UK. I don't know where it is around the world, but I would say um, around the world, everyone's got their own superstitions, and it can deviate. For instance, Friday the 13th in the UK, and I think in America is pretty prevalent as being considered bad luck. But in Spain and any Spanish-speaking country, they'll say it's Tuesday the 13th because it's like I say, it's just there are a whole load. I'm going to go through some mad ones. Um, what's hello? Good evening. What's Megan saying there? I remember Paranormal Monkey message my first live. I'm going them blues. I'll be here more. Oh, fabulous, Megan. Thank you. Um, what's that, Steph? Hang on. We'll get on to that one. We'll get on to. I'm sure Steph's got plenty of things to say. So I'm going to go through some mad ones. By all means, you can absolutely add to these as we go along. So obviously the number 13 is meant to be bad luck. A rabbit's foot, good luck. Never place two mirrors facing each other. I'm just going to go through a whole bunch because they'll be like, oh yeah, I've heard that one. I've heard that one. Itchy palms linked to money. So is it itchy right palm? If you scratch your right palm, you're meant to come into money. If you scratch your left palm, you're meant to lose money. In the Netherlands, you're not meant to sing at the dinner table because it attracts your singing to the devil, and that can attract bad luck. Not opening umbrellas inside, obviously. Knocking on wood for good luck. This is next one I do all the time, actually. And it's just, I say I'm not superstitious, but I have to do this. If I spill salt, what do? Chuck it over your shoulder to blind the devil. Um, if you find a penny, you pick it up because it's meant to be good luck. Bird craps on you, that's meant to be good luck. In Egypt, owls are bad luck. If you go to a hospital, this is just so many. If you go to a hospital, it's best to go on a Wednesday. I don't know why. Horseshoes, absolutely right. Ali's already got horseshoes at weddings. Absolutely. If it rains on wedding day, it's a good sign of a lasting marriage. Black cats, bad luck. Going under umbrellas, going underneath ladders, bad luck. There's one in Russia which talks about you're not meant to send yellow flowers to a loved one because yellow flowers are associated with death. There are just loads. There are just, I mean, and there'll be things just from what I've said there that you'll like I say, it's a generational thing that have been passed down, and I think definitely in the UK, some of these things have been passed down for hundreds, if not thousands of years, almost a kind of pagan thing. You know, like touching, knocking on wood. I think it's meant to be paganistic. So there are loads, loads and loads, loads. So let's start going. I'm going to try and get through as many of your mad superstitions as you can. There we go. Lynn 68. Don't say Macbeth in theatres. Yep, saying break a leg as well. Absolutely. What's that? Horseshoes represent a lady's bits. Really? I don't- Do they? Okay. Stems from the goddess Diana and fertility. Oh, I get that bit. I just don't get that. Horseshoes represent a lady's bits. Okay. I was in a band where the other guitarist had to brush his teeth before performing. Really annoying when you need a last minute wee. Saluting magpies. An ex of mine, I would say, um, whenever they saw a magpie, they'd salute it. And I think Ali in the chat said this earlier. Salute it, or is it Tim? Said salute it and say, good morning, Mr. Magpie. How's your wife and daughters, or how's your wife and children? Mental, absolutely mental. Yeah. Uh, what's the one? My house is number 13. Love living there. Good evening. Oh, hey Joe. Come on, Joe. You must have had some old superstitions. I bet even the most ardent skeptic as yourself has some superstitions that you have to follow. Uh, so I don't walk under ladders or salute magpies. The magpie saluting is just mental. I've got to say, it's crazy. My dad grew up in Brazil where they are daftly superstitious. A maid opened the door, saw broken eggshell, fetched my granddad's gun. What? What? Hang on. You're Are you serious, Nigel? What the hell? That's insane. Lordy Lord. Yeah, exactly, Phil. Horseshoe shape, not seeing one of those. Exactly right. Um, Having a St. Christopher medal in the car to ensure a safe trip. Absolutely. Yeah, that's the whole thing about eyes. In India, you see a lot of vehicles, and I think you see this in the Middle East as well, lots of vehicles, cars, and things painted with eyes. And then again, that's a good luck thing, to kind of guide your way for to make sure that you reach your end destination. Um, Toasting drinks, yeah, that's yeah. Like I say, some of these are just so common we don't even think about it. Also, I'm too old and cynical to be superstitious anymore. Shit's gonna happen whether you put your left sock on first or not. Yeah, you say that, but you never know. Um, What's that? Splitting a pole whilst walking down the street. Never do it myself. What's that? I've never heard of that. No bananas on boats. Yeah, whatever. Wearing lucky underwear. Absolutely. Absolutely. Uh, oh, that's right. Yeah, this one. Snappy. Horseshoes hung with the opening to the top so the luck does not run out. Yeah, that's a I remember, I remember people saying this kind of stuff, and it's you kind of yeah, there are so many. Oh, chain letters. Yeah, it's bad luck to break the chain. You got to keep the chain going. Is that seventh son of a seventh son? Is that meant to be good luck or bad luck? Wait, I've never heard that one. Let's have a look. The number 4 is unlucky in Chinese. It sounds similar to the word death. Oh, okay. Um, this isn't a thing, is it? Eating bananas on a fishing trip. Is that really? I've never heard that. Oh, come on, Joe. I'm sure you cross your fingers or something. Or you say "bless you" after you sneeze. I bet there is. I bet there's something you do without even thinking about it. "Hey, good evening, Kaza. Don't put new shoes on the table," or something my mum used to exactly. My mum used to say the same thing. She used to have a right go at me. Also, yeah, definitely, shoes on the table, um, that's some people have some right mad ones, though. There are some crazy ones, like, but some more, I think, almost go back to, like a bit like, breaking a mirror and being unlucky, and, I think some things are kind of almost linked to almost medieval ways of thinking, before we fully got a grasp of what caused things to happen. What's that? My mother never throws garbage after dark. Is that a thing? I've never heard that. For those of us that work for the emergency services, you never say the word quiet on a shift. It seems says the full. If someone says the full word rather than just say Q, all hell breaks loose. Fact and a cake. In fact, and a cake fine. Oh, a cake fine. If you say the word quiet, I mean, I think some of us. It's a bit like in teaching. We say, "Oh, it must be a full moon," because the kids go slightly nuts. But also, kids go slightly nuts if it's windy, and I think that's just a thing because it whips them up and into a frenzy. But the full moon thing, I think, is still. I mean, it used to be said about criminals, and that's how you get the whole folklore around werewolves and stuff. But yeah, kids, teachers do say it about kids. Um, I wear an evil eye for protection. Yeah, that I mean that again, that's really prevalent in loads and loads and loads of cultures. Let's have a look. Horseshoe bad luck and as a what's that? As a you oh, so as the devil swings on it, other way, all the luck is supposed to fall out. Yeah, it's horseshoe thing is very odd. Standing on a banana skin, standing on any banana skin. They also put red ribbons on new cars to ward off the evil eye. Yeah, I mean the color red. Definitely, I think it definitely is lucky in China, isn't it? But maybe different in other cultures. Oh, don't step on a crack or you'll break your mother's back. I know about not stepping on a crack on concrete, but I've not heard that little saying. I mean, there's always little sayings though in lots of these things. Like magpies, one for sorrow, two for joy, three for a girl, four for a boy, five for silver, six for gold, seven for a secret never to be told, and there are others. Yeah, it's mad how many kind of sayings there are. Four leaf clovers. Yes. I mean, I've been known to look for a four-leaf clover for good luck. Do you think OCD is a kind of superstition? I think it it doesn't help. Y when you have to go through a particular routine before you can start your day. So yeah, it is kind of fascinating, but I think people take comfort in them. I think the other thing as well with superstitions is Uh, um, because it provides I think psychologists say they provide a sense of stability and order to things that can't be controlled. So if you are about to have an exam or you don't know if there's an uncertainty in your outcome, and so you therefore you put your faith in a particular superstition that everything will be okay, it's meant to help. I don't know. I don't know whether it will. Women on boats or bad lucks once upon a time, absolutely. See, yeah, see, Steph, everyone says this. Oh, you get two bits of bad luck. Somebody will bound to say, "Oh, there'll be something else." Everything it all comes in threes. I've heard that so often. I was told to wear by my mum to wear my underwear back to front if I went out at night, again to ward off evil spirits. Back to front. For sure, that's got to be really uncomfortable. Uh, so Spookfest, never step into a mushroom circle. The Fey folk will get mad at you and pull tricks on you. I've heard that as well. Yeah. Always, always putting the TV volume on an even number. See, that's just an OCD thing. I think that's an OCD thing. I've seen people who go freak out if you leave it at 17 and they go move on to 18 or even better 20 because they can't deal with it being an odd number. It's mad, isn't it? Um, I think it's crazy that people are superstitious about black cats. I love to have a black cat. I think, obviously black cats were linked to witchcraft, and that's where all of that came from. This whole superstition around black cats, you know. I think it's just cats generally. I mean, I'm not really a cat person. Cats are okay, but they're just cats. They do their own thing, don't they? My grandfather never let us put hats on a bed. Okay, I've not heard that. Um, you know, yeah, no, I've not heard that one at all. I think people not having loo roll is bad luck. Well, that's just unlucky. That is unlucky. Um, Shoes on tables had to do with minors. Oh, I've not heard that. I know that, it used to be around about that, if somebody had died, you'd put them in their best suit, usually their Sunday best, and you used to kind of put them in their new shoes. And if and laying somebody out on a table, is what people used to do. So the whole idea of new shoes being on a table is very much linked to death. But I've not heard about the thing about minors at all. I do say bless you to people, and because not because it's superstition, but it's more of a thing, polite kind of thing. Yeah, exactly, exactly. Um, you say bless you. I mean, it's obviously was it meant to kind of ward off the devil, or because that's your soul? Or no, when you sneeze, it's hang on, let's get it right. When you sneeze, it's that brief period where you're open to evil getting into you. So if you say bless you, it stops the devil from getting in, or something like that, isn't it? Absolute nonsense, but yeah, you do it. Everyone does it. Everyone does it, without even really thinking about it. We always bless ourselves when we pass a church of any kind. Is bless you after a sneeze really superstition, more religious blessing against the plague? Oh, I'm not sure actually, Jan. I know it's meant to be. It's all linked. I mean, it could well be linked to religion. I mean, a lot of these things, are kind of linked to the devil, evil. 7 years bad luck for breaking a mirror. Yeah. Let's have a look. Don't put any shoes on the table. We have to take them off in front of the door. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, you go to other cultures and they'll automatically take their shoes off just because it's a hygiene thing, not so much an unlucky thing. I've been getting spontaneous. Giuseppe, I nearly read that out, and it's like I just stopped myself. But yeah, touch wood. Oh my lord. Cat leaving your washing out overnight is supposed to be bad luck. Is it really? I've never heard that. That's the thing with these. They're across countries, different, and also across regions. There are so many different superstitions as well. Apparently, if you've got hot ears, someone is talking about you. Nothing to do with high blood pressure at all. Okay. Uh, let's have a look. What's this one? The black moon is on the 23rd, and that's a rare moon. Oh, I've not heard that. I can confirm Tim is something about the whole quiet word when working in emergency services. Full moon does have an effect on humans, like tides. I think it does. I mean, they are. Look, Tim's saying this. The full moon is a thing too. Night shift and bank holidays and full moons batten down the hatches. I mean, that's from a serving police officer that the police do actually think that when there's a full moon, the nutters come out basically. So yeah, but yeah, kids are nuts as well on a full moon. I don't know why. Cats are the same with windy days. Ruffles their fur the wrong way. Yeah, kids and wind is always the bad news. Yeah, absolutely. Tell me about it. Always the same. So I'm trying to go through the chat as quick as I can. I'm trying to read as many as I can. I never do any washing on New Year's Day. My mum always said, "You wash your life away. Don't want to risk it." Yeah, I mean the New Year's Day. I mean the Scottish have a thing. Was it about coal and things like that? There are so many traditions, linking New Year's Day and having to do particular things on, and also weddings, any big occasions. I know, if you get the shivers, someone's just walked over your grave. The number of times I've said that or thought that. Where do these? I mean, and I know it's kind of like I said, all these things are kind of been passed down. But it's amazing. It's like, I mean, I'm fascinated by where these originally came from and why. Don't ask me how I know, but the full moon is the thing, believe me. Yeah. Don't step on a crack or you'll marry a rat. I swear to God, some of these are made up. I hear the guys when they talk during poker of Dead Man's Hand, something with Wild Bill Hickok. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Was that the isn't that the aces? Hang on. The ace of spades is the meant to be the dead man's card, isn't it? But yeah, it is. It is. There is definitely a kind of link to kind of history and some of it. Always wear your good underwear in case you get hit by a bus. My mum was read. I've had that as well. My mum used to say that to me. It's it's just some of it is just kind of really laughable. I just find it really funny. If I'm the only one in the chat that finished that Magpie song in my head from the old TV show. Oh, what TV show is that? Um, yeah, Eye of Horus on your door for protection and healing and health. Yeah, I mean, there are so many that people really kind of tune into. My mother told me not to hang baby clothes at night. Apparently, evil spirits will be attracted to the baby clothes. That's one I've never heard of before, Jenny. Yeah, I've not heard that one. I mean, I'm kind of fascinated by like cultural differences. You know, some I've heard of before. Some will be very, very. I think there are very particular superstitions depending on where you live and even the region where you live. Lavender by your door wards off evil. Um, what's this one? New Year midnight. My parents opened the back door to let the old year out. Then a tall, dark-haired man had to come through the front with bread, money, and coal. That's cool. I mean, it's a shame that some of these traditions are not kind of a lot of people don't bother with these traditions anymore. I mean, you might think they're silly, but I kind of like them. But my mother says that too, but it's in case you end up in hospital to avoid embarrassment. Yeah, I don't know. My mum was said, don't. She used to say mad things. My mum. I think most of my superstitions came from my mum. Absolutely. Uh, My TV is okay at 25. Black cat crosses your path is a good luck. Is black cat cross your path is a good luck thing, but black cats generally are a bad luck thing. Yes, throwing a coin in a well for a wish is rather odd. Who gets all that money? Yeah, and also, I mean, I went to was it the Trevi Fountain in Rome where you meant to throw the coin behind you, and obviously if it goes in the water, then it's meant to guarantee that you go back there at some point. But somebody's making a lot of money from tourists. I have to. I guess this superstition. I have to do something in a certain way, otherwise it'll go to rat shit. Such as when I go to the firing range, if I step out of sequence, my shoot will be bad. Yeah, it is amazing actually. I mean, people get into whether it's an OCD thing, have a particular habit, and if it works once, they'll carry on with that particular habit. It is mad. Wearing a cat will make you bald. Oh dear. Make a wish before blowing out candles. Oh my god, yes. I mean, yeah, that's the thing. From childhood, we're raised on this stuff. Um, First stepping on New Year's Day in Scotland. What's that? Spin a crystal over a pregnant stomach to see if it's a girl or a boy. Birthday song candles and wish is actually like a ritual, like an old pagan spell. Yeah. Um, when you cheers, you have to look each other in the eyes or are cursed with bad sex. Oh God. So you just made that up, Sponge. Really? Uh, it's like never stop a witch, especially a Norse witch. When I was at school, it was apparently good luck to christen new shoes. People used to stand on your shoes. Really? Or is that just really? Or is it because it is a bit swatty thing to have like brand new shoes? So it's just like, oh, just scruff them up a little bit so you don't get picked on. I was told if somebody sneezed, you would say "God bless you" or "bless you" to keep a soul from leaving the sneezing person's body. Yeah, exactly. That's what I said earlier. It's mad stuff like that. It's definitely bad luck if a black cat crosses your path, especially if you're cycling downhill at the time. Yeah, fair enough. Absolutely. Um, so I have the even number thing, same as the temperature setting, and the power symbol has to be in the correct orientation. You guys are weird. There's so many. Um, yeah, carrying your wife across the threshold after getting married is good luck. Yep. Um, seeing another woman's name in bed can be bad luck for you. Yes, it can. Oh dear. When you see a shooting star, you make a wish. Oh, and it will come true. Yeah, that's definitely that's definite. There's what's this one? There's something about wearing dead man's shoes bringing bad luck. My dad was given his late cousin's shoes and saying the shoes got to go to England. He never had. What? I know this thing about dead man's shoes, and I don't know. I mean, I'm probably a little bit split on that one. I mean, I can remember, if you go in, I tend to not buy shoes from like secondhand stores. I don't know whether that's from my mother, not to buy, people's old shoes. I don't know. What's that? Spilt salt is bad luck because in the painting of the Last Supper, there's spilt salt shake on the table. Also, that's where Friday the 13th comes in because the Last Supper was on a Friday. Yeah. There was 13 people at the table. There are so many. Oh, Kaza. Now you're talking. Don't make faces. When the wind changes, your face will stay that way. Oh my dear God. How many times have I heard that? Um, oh my God. What? I mean, I've never heard this. Throw cinnamon out your front door for good luck each month. What? I've never ever heard that. Ever. Oh my Lord. Um, yeah, I mean, I absolutely feel that, Friday the 13th was the day the Templars were rounded up by the Pope's orders and they were, yeah, killed on the that's absolutely. I thought that's where the Friday the 13th deal came from. Um, this one's really, yeah. I've just come back from a cruise and there was 18 decks in the ship, but there was no floor 13. It went from 12 to 14. This is widespread. This is a widespread thing, not just obviously cruise ships, but obviously hotels and this whole omission of the 13th floor. I find that kind of fascinating, and it's also fascinating that some large hotels don't have a room 666 as well. It's just you think in this modern day and age, you'd think hotels will still have a 13th floor, but no, no. Some things are kind of still there. Mine would make sure that all the washing done and everything clean by New Year's Eve, ready for the new year to start, so she didn't bring any bad luck in from the year before. Yeah, I mean, the whole thing about new clothes, new washing. I mean, um, I lived in India and I was there for Diwali, and I worked out there, and I was basically forced to go to a tailor to have a brand new set of clothes made for Diwali because that's a whole thing around good luck. So yeah, I couldn't just wear my regular clothes for Diwali. I had to get new clothes made and fitted. Uh, what's this one? Always use a new pencil, stroke pen for an exam as it's never made any mistakes. I'm trying to think whether I didn't have a lucky mascot or anything like that. Um, but yeah. Did you see my? Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Um, baby clothes is a Mauritian thing. Oh, okay. Cool. Number 13 is due to 13 men at the Last Supper. They did not count women. A lot of high-rise buildings. Yeah, they don't have a 13th floor. Let's have a look. Yeah, this is an odd one. I was reading through some of these, and I obviously didn't write down all of them. Never point at a rainbow as it's bad luck. Where the? I mean, I was reading that going, nah, it's not one, is it? I mean, there was the whole thing about, trying to get to the end of a rainbow and there'll be a pot of gold and all that nonsense. But I'd never heard about the whole thing about never point at a rainbow as it's bad luck. That's it's just yeah, never put new shoes on the table. Thank you, South Bristol. Um, Yeah, this is a really Lynn, I read this one earlier. I think this is a pagan thing. Carrying an acorn around in your pocket to stay young and anti-aging. Yeah, you meant to stay youthful if you carry an acorn around in your pocket. I kind of love the history and the tradition of these things, but they are nuts. They are so nuts. Kissing the blinding stone, but I have a family now and tell me not to, not to. People pee on it. Yeah, I've never been tempted. I've only been to Ireland once, and it doesn't really appeal to do that. Oh, Spange is an expert at the trophy fountain. You have to throw the coin over the correct shoulder, right hand, left shoulder. Oh, there you go. Don't walk over 3 drain covers together. I always avoid them, but don't know where it came from. I'm not sure. I mean, I've heard of cracks in the pavement, but not the drain cover thing. But that's it. Yeah, don't have. What's that? Don't get me started on mother's superstitions. She said you couldn't use tampons until you were married. Wow. Oh yes, Steph, making wishes and dandelion clocks. Those floaty seed head things. I can't remember the name of. Yes, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and all of that kind of stuff. Crossing fingers comes from crossing index fingers with someone when sealing a deal or agreement. Ah, okay. I did not know that. I do love that kind of if you can find out some of these, like where these things come from. Just leave the poor cats alone. Spill salt, chuck some over your left shoulder, supposed to go into the eyes of the devil. Yeah, I think I mean, also, I suppose I imagine that comes from when salt was really expensive, so you didn't want to waste it. What was that? Um, so look, one for our Polish Christmas is on Christmas Eve, you set out an extra plate, and if a stranger comes to your door, you offer them to sit with you. It could be Jesus or an angel in disguise. It's kind of nice. I mean, some of these are kind of nice, I've got to say. I mean, some of them are mental, but some of them are kind of nice. It's bad luck if your picture's on your wall. I squint, always straightening mine. Wonky pictures, bad luck. That's very odd. The whole umbrella inside. Um, oh, Roger's after the Roger's after the wrestling. Never mind, Roger. See you. Thank you, Roger. Um, what's this one? There's something about having your bed facing the doorway, like the ghost will get you or something. Yeah, that's a was it a feng shui thing as well? Where certain you gotta have your room in a certain aspect, which is all to do with luck and good luck and bad luck and things. Saying white rabbit is the first month. That's yeah, where the hell did that come from? Where did the whole white rabbits things come from? Simon, oh, now you're talking. Pinch punch first of the month. I still do that. And yeah, I would say I'm not superstitious. So yeah. Um, don't walk under yeah. Well, exactly, Nigel. Yeah, don't walk in not walking under ladders, not necessarily superstitious, just common sense. Yeah, exactly. Um, it is very, very strange. Let's have a look. The crying child portrait, that was a superstition if ever I saw one. The streets were lined with those portraits after multiple fires. I was too frightened to walk past them. I don't remember. I'm too young for that, Tim. Saying white rabbits at the start of a month with an R in it. Oh, okay. Don't whistle indoors. Oh, my granddad, you always used to whistle indoors. God, he used to drive me mad. But yeah, I didn't know that was a superstition particularly. That's cool though. I have a strange one. Any item of new clothing I buy, I always put it on, then take it off, then back on before I leave the house. It told to me years ago at the time it resonated. Hang on, any item of new clothing, I always put it on, then take it off, then back on before I leave. OCD from Drew. Wow, that's mad. Some streets don't have the number 13. Was it burning sage is meant to get rid of bad spirits? Yeah, that's again a really common one. Um, burning burning sage just gets rid of the sage. Yeah. Or I mean, I know there's a lot of people that really buy into that. I just think it smells of sage and onion stuffing afterwards. I'm just like, oh, smells like a Sunday dinner, to be honest. Um, Yeah, this whole thing about a rabbit's foot being lucky. I don't why? Where I mean, that must be a pagan thing. It must be a pagan thing. I just don't know where these things come from half the time. Mike's Mysteries, I've not heard this one. Putting salt on the 4 corners of the house protects against evil. I've never heard of that. I mean, there's always if you ever watch the TV show Supernatural, they always put lines of salt all over the place to stop evil from getting into your home. And I know there's superstitions and, things around iron, iron pots, and I think, cauldrons and iron, but iron's meant to repel evil spirits as well. So it's, yeah, it's a kind of salt and iron. It goes I think we're going back hundreds and hundreds of years with this one. Oh, I used to love doing this. I used to love doing this when I was a kid. Putting the wishbone of a chicken is meant to grant a wish, though not so lucky for the chicken. Yeah, I mean, I can remember when my it was usually my dad cooked a chicken on a Sunday. I was weirdly I was trying to kind of asking for the wishbone so I could do the whole thing with little fingers to pull in the wishbone. Very mad. Let's have a look. Um, oh, there's loads. I'm just going to go. Carrying citrine in your wallet means you'll never be without money. I've never heard of that. I've never heard that. Let's have a look. As a kid, I carried a shiny conker around in my pocket for months, ended up dry and wizened, and so did I. Never say Candyman 3 times. Yeah, that's from the or Bloody Mary. I mean, I remember the Bloody Mary thing was just went nuts as kids. Um, yeah, shaking hands with people, not a superstition, but an odd thing to do when you think about it. Yeah, you do wonder. Um, if you pick dandelions, you'll wet the bed. Is that I've never heard of that. Oh my lord. Um, oh, seeing a butterfly or a robin is a sign from someone who's passed over. Isn't a white feather meant to be like that as well? That's I'm sure. I mean, there are so people have so many weird things around death. I think death is really, really prevalent in so many of these things. It's either what, and if you, I mean, go back. If you think about it, a lot of these superstitions must be relics from when people, in medieval times, when people were terrified of evil and bad things and the devil, and they'd been had it drummed into them by the church that all manner of things could get to you and get into you, and I kind of understand it in a way because you've got religion being really prevalent, telling you that you're going to burn in hellfire if you don't do this, this, and this, and that no, and you've got also the King James the First in England, basically saying that witchcraft and witches and the devil is a real thing, and you have to do these certain things to ward off evil. And I just think a whole load of these superstitions have come from that scaremongering from the past. Um, but it's kind of to me, it's really interesting that even though we've moved on since those times, it's really interesting to me that we still hang on to these superstitions. We hang on to this thing. Oh, that's good luck. That's bad luck. That'll ward off evil. That'll get rid of the devil. It's kind of mad that we're still that's a knock-on effect or I don't know, like, just a thing still. I mean, it is kind of fascinating that, this whole need for control or trying to control our situation or just tradition. It's a crazy thing. Let's have a look. My mum always used to say not to pass on the stairs. Yes, and to wait as it was unlucky to cross a person on the stairway. Oh my god, yes. I mean, there's so many of these things that, I remember, these are ingrained in you. Red sky at night, sailor's delight, or shepherd's delight. Red sky in the morning, sailor take warning. Or for us, I mean, it was always shepherds. Um, yeah, shepherds, not sailors. Turkey, not chicken. Okay. I always just do it with chickens as well as turkeys, but that's kind of interesting you say turkeys 'cause, yeah, I'm sure it's a big thing with turkey at Christmas. Breaking a plate at weddings, leaving a window open when someone is near to passing away. The hospice where my mum was, done that, uh, so was done that, which I thought was a lovely touch, to be fair. Yeah, that's really the fact that that's they if there's any that still do that, that's kinda nice. The open window, helps your soul get to heaven. That almost sounds like, because the Egyptians believed that. There had to be an opening for allow your soul to escape. So that's oh god. Never trust a wet fart. Just never as Billy Connolly would say, "Never trust a fart, full stop." I think. Or pick your feet up when you're going over a train track. Um, what's the stomping on a comb if you drop it? What? I've never heard some of these. All feathers, colours mean something different. Okay. Snappy saying, shaking hands. Okay, that makes sense. Was to show that you did not have a weapon in your hand. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. Oh my god. How many of you used to do this as kids? Putting a buttercup under your chin to see if you like butter or not. What the what the hell was that all about? And you go, "Oh, yeah, yeah, you like butter." Putting your teeth under a pillow for the tooth fairy for nice shiny 20p. Yeah. Playing dandelions and imagine I'm blowing. Whoa, ghost wiener. I'm never go whoa. A lot came from witchcraft. Yeah, a lot of witchcraft was good and used healing herbs and stuff. Absolutely, yeah. Um, let's have a look. After mum died, my sister found white feathers all over the place. Me, nothing. Nice to see who the favourite was. I also have hagstones, but not to keep witches out as I'm already home. Yeah, I mean, I've collected those kinds of things at the seaside and stuff. Um, yeah, is it cracking or breaking a mirror? 7 years bad luck. Yeah, absolutely. Witch markings carved into door frames and above fireplaces. Yeah, I mean that's the thing is, like Tim said, you go to any old church, or manor or old house in the UK. I'm talking at least 17th century or 18th century, I'd say. And you're gonna find, Hotropaic marks, I think they're called. So basically, witch marks or anything that's, markings to kind of confuse evil. So we just need something to hold on to. Yeah, yeah. Dandelion picking thing came from dandelions being a diuretic. Oh, okay. How do you know these things, Banj? Yeah, dandelions, diuretic, hence wetting the bed. We might know them from our cultural history, but do we really believe them? Really? Yeah, exactly. But it's funny how they've continued to stay. Over hundreds and hundreds of years, this stuff has been passed down. It's a bit like like I mean, nobody writes this stuff down. Not really. These are, I mean, for me, a lot of the superstitions that are out there that I know about have been passed down by my mum, and I don't think my dad particularly did this, but my mum definitely did. And she was always, "Oh, don't do that, and don't do this, and don't do the other. Don't cross your knife and fork on your plate, and don't put your shoes on the table." And um, yeah, it's a crazy one. I mean, yeah, really, it's kind of interesting. I had the God Squad in Leicester try to take a demon out of me when I had the free psychic reading in a New Age shop open day. And oh, you told me about this. That's crazy territory, isn't it? You cover a mirror after someone's meant to after passed away. Yeah, I've heard that one. Um, what's that one? One is don't accept a knife or a bladed item as a gift. Always pay for it as it severs the relationship. Oh my god, I can remember my granddad. Oh god, this is this is my granddad in the past. He went to Germany on holiday once, and he came back. Now, and for his daughters, that's my mum and her sisters, he'd bought them all the same present, which was a briefcase. And in the He brought back like 4 briefcases from Germany. It's like, okay, this is slightly weird. And you open up the briefcase, and inside was like 40 knives of different sizes in a briefcase. It's the maddest thing I've ever seen. So, was he trying to say something? I don't. Yeah, weird. That's my granddad though. Um, oh yes, brushing your hair in the mirror at midnight, and your love will be revealed. Yeah, there's isn't there another one where you meant to, is it peeling an apple? If you could peel an apple from the top to the bottom without it breaking, that's I can't remember what it's for. I'm sure that was a relationship thing as well. But yeah, it's mad. Let's have a look. Red sky at night isn't a superstition, British saying, because weather usually comes from the west. Red at night indicates good weather coming, and red in the morning indicates good weather has passed. Oh, okay, that's fair enough. Yeah, yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it? If you, I mean, I've never heard this time. If you pass someone on a staircase, count to 13. I've never heard that ever. Oh, Lynn, what's too much TV? You get square eyes. just, just nuts. So many of these things are nuts. Oh dear. Whoa, well, yeah. There's always got to be one, isn't there? Always got to be one, Lou. Yes, we know what you're thinking. The old house they used to put shoes in the wall. Absolutely. I thought pennies in the eyes of the dead was to pay the ferryman across the river. Yeah, absolutely, Nigel. Yeah, it was absolutely, and I kind of think it's quite. I mean, obviously, at a practical purpose, because most people die with their eyes open, or and so it was a way to kind of you didn't have to see their eyes. Um, but I think it's quite a shame that we don't still do that. Is that me being weird? I just think that's a. I think it's quite a nice tradition. Peeing in someone or on someone who's been stung by jellyfish, is that meant to I'm sure that's not meant to be. Is that got any truth scientifically in peeing somebody other than the fact they're gonna stink afterwards? Is it meant to neutralize the whatever? Good evening, Kenny. Come on, Kenny, you must be full of superstitious stuff. I'm sure there's things that you do, Kenny, and, yeah, without even with like I say, there's stuff that I do, and I think that and I'm not particularly superstitious but there's things that I do and I've always done, saying "bless you" after you've sneezed and things like that, and fingers crossed, and so many. Our family's always lit a candle show, those who have passed that are loved ones who are ready to pass us waiting for them, kind of like a beacon so those passing can use the light to meet them. That's actually a really nice one. I mean, you talk about, lighting candles. Pumpkins at Halloween, just to scare off spirits and things like that. It's amazing how many, there are if you think about it. I mean, we've just gone through, what, a couple of hundred this evening? So, like I say, some have kind of rooted in kind of common sense, and some are just nuts, really. You're gonna caught if you go out wet hair. Yeah, I've heard that. So many, so many. Um, never gift a purse or a wallet to someone without money in it. Oh, yeah, I've heard that. Having said that, my brother bought me a wallet and he didn't put any money in it, so he obviously didn't know that superstition. Don't wear your coat inside or you won't feel the best. Yeah. So many of these remind me of my mother growing up because I'm sure to God, I swear to God, she said so many of these when I was a kid. Um, my grandpa told me that chewing my food 42 times will stop me from getting a sore belly. Oh my God, what a way to, kick in the OCD on that one, Ali. Dear wow. It had to be exactly 42 times because it can't be 41. Apple will show the initial of your true love. Have it throw oh, that's right. Have it throw it over your so do the peeling, that's right. You peel it off all in one go, and then you throw it over your shoulder, and what what this curled up mess is meant to reveal the initial of the person who you're going to that, your true love. I just I love all this kind of stuff. Apple peel thing. If you peel it without breaking and throw the peel on the floor, it will land in the initial of the person you're going to marry. There we are. Of course it will. We live in a 16th century house, and there's a mummified cat wrapped up in the wall to ward off evil spirits. The landlord found it when they were restoring the place. Yeah, there's. I mean, there's. I mean, obviously, there's so many things. It's shoes, mummified cats, and anything to ward off evil spirits was a big deal in kind of medieval times. But I think that tradition lasted for a good couple of hundred years. Um, so yeah, it is. I mean, it is kind of fascinating and it's kind of cool. I mean, you see these mummified cats and things at places like the ancient Ram Inn, and yeah, it's quite cool. What's this one? If look at the alchemy, they had some of the big ones: the philosopher's stone, gold from stone, way more elixir of life manna. Okay. If three birds hit a window, a close person to you dies. Actually, truth me, I dread it if I hear birds hit the window. Wow. Um, let's have a look. The phone went off to accept contactless. I'm sure he does chip and pin now. You'd think he's come with the times. If someone drops a glove, pick it up, hand the glove back to them, and say a day that will be a good luck for them. Wow. Oh yes, Lynn. I'm sure my mum said this. I actually don't know how factually true it is. Don't swallow gum; it stays in your stomach. You have this image of a little bit of chewing gum literally staying in your stomach for years and years and years if you swallow it. Uh, hey, Christine, don't kill a spider. It will rain. Oh my lord. Uh, what's that? What's that? Spin a money spider around your head 3 times with the web breaking, and you'll come into money. Oh, I've never heard that. I've never heard that song. That's incredible. Whenever I show up, the ghost can't perform. Yeah, funnily enough, they don't seem to like skeptics. I think you just need to open up and believe that a little bit more. Right. So look, even in the hospital, we use the battery operated candles. I think it's comforting for the living too. Yeah, I mean, what's that? You gift a purse with money in it so it will never be empty. Oh, okay. I mean, that's kind of nice. Wow, this is like a silver sixpence in a bride's shoe will bring prosperity. There's so many, aren't there? Swallow apple seeds, you'll grow a tree in your belly. Oh, wow. A former coworker gave me a dollar bill to put in my new car for luck. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of nice that these things do still exist. I mean, they are um, kind of crazy. Let's have a look. Brides, old, new, borrowed and blue, and a sixpence in your shoe. Yes. I mean, I think, I mean, it is funny that even though when these things were first I don't know, invented or created that, going back, like I said, hundreds, if not thousands of years, you'd think that all of this would have died out hundreds of years ago. And yet, and yet we are, how many of them? There are so many. It's mad. Mirrors are portals to hell. You are what you eat. Yeah. Oh, Ear earwigs eat your brain. I don't know. Yeah, or I genuinely used to think that earwigs went into your ears and would only go into your ears, and I used to be paranoid that they'd go into my ears and kind of pincer them. Yeah. Oh, yes, if the cows are lying down, it's gonna rain. There's it's mad. Oh, there's so many. I mean, something about putting a sixpence in your Christmas pudding. Crows nesting high in the trees means we're in for a good summer. I mean, I think what's that? Hang on. Picking up a penny on heads is good luck. Picking it up on tails is bad luck. I've never heard that one wisdom either. Um, yeah. So, wow. I mean, I could. I'm going to probably finish there because I could literally spend another hour just reading everybody's mad superstitions. Oh, Ali. Oh, this one. How many times have I heard that? This one as a kid. Don't pick your nose, your brains will fall out. I've heard that so often as a kid. It's nuts. Oh, wow. Okay, I think I'm probably gonna wrap it up in a sec. Um, so thank you so much. Whether you believe in any of these superstitions, whether you're guilty of them or not, do you think they alleviate stress or help you believe that you can in some way control something that's uncontrollable? Um, or is it just tradition? I don't know. I'd like to said it all the way through. I think it's just crazy that we still have them and we haven't just kind of dismissed them. There's something I don't know. I thought it was kind of nice in a way that we still have these. Um, what's this? Oh, there again. There's so many still coming through. See a penny, pick it up all day long. You'll have good luck. Give it to a friend. Your luck will never end. Yeah, amazing. There are so many. Right. Okay. Just before I finish, this Monday, I have got the a ufologist in on Monday, guy called Jay Austin. And so we're going back into the UFO territory on Monday. So hopefully it's going to be like a really interesting chat all about UFOs, and because it's one area which is always fascinating to me. Oh, so yes, it was a very fast hour. I mean, to be honest, I, that hour just whizzed by. just and just trying to go through as many of those superstitions as and just how different they all are and how crazy they are. But yeah, and I'm quite sure if you're watching right now on catch up, please put in the comments your favorite superstitions. If you've got one which is just crazy or mad, which I've not read out this evening, and you kind of like I said, if you've got one, put it in the comments. Always good. Give it a thumbs up if you've enjoyed this evening. If you're not a subscriber, please just do think about kind of subscribing to the channel. Oh, every time. Shut up. Right. There you go. That's the monkey saying, time to wrap it up. So thank you so much for all your comments, guys. Like I said, I'll try to get through as many as I could. And like I said, I hope you've enjoyed it this evening, and it gives you kind of food for thought. And yeah, thank you for all your comments, all your chats, all your superstitions. I've absolutely loved it this evening. It's gone mega fast. So Monday, Jay Austen, ufology. That's what's coming up. And yeah, so please, yeah, think about subscribing if you haven't done so yet. And I shall see you then. Right, all done. I'm gonna take a rest and do something that's lucky or something. Right. Have a great rest of your day or rest of your evening, guys, and I shall see you soon. All right, night night.